Hello and welcome, my name is Ansu. If you're new here, consider subscribing down below. So, it has been a while since I filmed. The truth is, I went to the US, I had a really nice time, took some dope pictures, and then I got back, I started to lose my voice. I wasn't sick, I just started to lose my voice. And I just got a little lazy. Anywho, so I was looking through my videos and I realized that I hadn't filmed a June wrap-up, so that's what we're gonna do today. So let's get right into it. The first book that I finished in the month of June, it has been a couple of months, okay? I am like falling behind in life. But I did finish Olympus Volume 3. This is part of a webtoon series that the author had created, but it's turned into a book form right now. If you want it, it's definitely easily available as a webtoon, which you can read the entire thing. But it basically follows around Greek mythology, following around Hades and Persephone and their story. And it's great. It is really fun. It has the most beautiful artwork. I absolutely adore this entire series, so far at least. I think the story is going in such a beautiful manner. And also, I love Hades. It has more adult content, I guess. It does talk about like sexual assault. There is rape in this book and it's heavy, but it's a lot of fun. It gets funny at times as well. It's great. I absolutely love this. And yeah, it's like an easy 5 out of 5 stars for me. Like, I don't even look at it anymore. It's just like 5 out of 5 right off the bat. And the next one I read was Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I gave this 4 stars. I was definitely highly anticipating this book. I love R.F. Kuang. I've read, I think, everything that she's ever written. But this one, it did not disappoint or anything, but it was not my favorite. So basically we have 2 authors. One is Athena, who's a Chinese American, and she is fantastic at what she does. She has had a few successful novels and everyone really knows her because she's very popular. She has written some great stories. She has like a close friend, I guess, named June, who's a white author, but she has not had that much success. So June is kind of living in the shadow of Athena and she just feels really bad about herself. She doesn't think that she can get to where she wants to be at, and she's just, you know, kind of in remorse, anger, I don't know. She has a pathetic life essentially. One day Athena and June were like hanging out and some kind of a freak accident happens and Athena ends up choking and dying. June ends up finding a manuscript of Athena's and steals it. Essentially, she's going to use it for herself. She's going to use her name and sell it as her book. Things kind of go out of hand when people find the truth of the matter. Supposed to be intense, like the publishing industry and everything, like the difficulties, the horror stories behind it, the bad things that happen, all of those is kind of explored in this book. But for me, I don't know. I know I'm supposed to feel bad for Athena, but Athena was kind of a bitch. So I didn't really care that her manuscript got stolen. If she was a good person, like wholeheartedly, I would feel for this woman. I did not feel bad for Athena, like at all. Like, I know that makes me sound like a horrible person. I feel like this could have been much more impactful if that was the case, where Athena was a sweetheart. She's extremely popular, but she's also kind-hearted. Literally, Athena was a bitch. She kind of deserved it, I guess. Like, okay, I get it. That makes me sound horrible. If you have read this book, let me know, because I don't know how I feel about it completely. It wasn't my favorite. Let's just leave it at that. Next up, I read the new Emily Henry book, Happy Place by Emily Henry. I know a lot of people didn't like this, but I still enjoyed it a lot. I think I give it like 4.5 stars. If you're just looking for a heartfelt, ridiculous romance, this is for you. They're following around Harriet and Wynne, who had been in a long-time relationship. I think they were engaged as well, but they have recently broken up. Like 5 months in, they have broken up. None of their friends know that they are not together. Their friends all kind of call them up to go on a trip to this cottage place where they usually go every single year to hang out. And once they get there, that's when they're just like, we have to break this news. But a lot of things happen and they're not able to tell the truth to their friends, so they have to pretend like they're still together. There's close proximity, a forced fake relationship situation, and it's really fun to read. There's a lot of heartfelt moments in here. The romance killed me. Your girl being single as fuck is just sad at this point, but anyway, I know a lot of people didn't really enjoy this as much as the other Emily Henry books, but I still really enjoyed it. I am in here for the romance and I got what I needed, and that's that. I enjoyed it. Next up, I read The Ex Hex by Erin Sterling. This is the first book in a series, I believe. This follows around Wait, what the fuck? Sorry. Erin Sterling is Rachel Hawkins? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Following around this coven of witches, is that the right word? I forget. We have Vivian Jones, who 9 years ago had broken up with this dude who was apparently engaged, and she had no idea, and literally found out when he told her like, oh, I have to go and break off this engagement that I'm in. And she's like, the fuck do you mean? And then she kind of ends up cursing him. It's this whole spiel of these characters going through horrible times together, especially the guy who got cursed. After 9 years, the cursed Reese Penhallow has to come back to the same city that Vivian is in because he has to do another spell to fix something like the way lines to make sure that the magic is running properly and smoothly and nothing weird happens and humans figure out who these people are. So his family is the more powerful family, so they can really do anything with these lines essentially. He is the one who gets to go to Vivian's town. And of course there's this whole situation of how dare you? Why are you here? And the curse that is on Penhallow kind of shows up once he gets there. Things go really south and it's really fun. It's so silly, honestly, and if that's something that you're looking for, this is definitely something that you should pick up. I give this 3 stars. Next up, I ended up reading Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. This is not what I expected. I was going in for a full-on thriller. I did not expect anything else. I did not expect a time loop that occurred in here. And honestly, I was very confused. I was listening to it on audio and I did not understand what the heck was going on. I also give this 3 stars. The setting is in October, closer to Halloween time, and you wake up because of the sound and you go to look outside and you see your son who is stabbing this random man. You don't know why, you don't know who he is, you don't know anything. But soon enough, the cops are there, he's getting arrested because he's an adult, he's going to be charged as one. And so you don't know how to save your son. You're literally just trying to figure out what happened. You go to sleep and you wake up, but it's the day before. And the murder has not happened yet and you're trying to figure out what happened. You go to sleep, it's the day before that. It literally goes back a day before the day that you're in. Say it was the 31st, it became the 30th, the 29th, 28th, yada yada yada. This is just not what I expected at all. And it was kind of weird. The way that this mother kind of figures out what happened and kind of tries to solve the situation, fix the past essentially, was interesting. I'll give it that. But it was not my favorite, and I think I've read better books by Gillian McAllister, so I'm going to stick to other books by this author, but this was not it for me. It was still good. It was not the best. The next one I read was The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandanna. I've heard good reviews about this, but I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. This one I gave 4 stars to. If you're a fan of The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, this is for you. So witches in this world are very isolated. They're not allowed to really connect with other witches, or they're not allowed to live together. Obviously, humans do not know that witches exist. So we have our main character Mika, who from my understanding from reading this is a brown woman. I could be very wrong, but that's what I got. And she makes these online videos on how to be a witch, how to make potions, things like that. But obviously people look at it and they're just like, okay, she's doing this for fun, it's just a YouTube video or whatever, and they don't really care about it. But there's this one person who contacted her and was like, hey, I have 3 young witches living in my house. I need you to come here and help them become proper witches and control their magic. Mika is obviously like, this is ridiculous. I'm not a witch. What makes you think that? And she still ends up going to this very secluded house, and she sees these little witches and she's honestly shocked because witches are not supposed to live together. She ends up actually working with these kids, and there's this whole familial situation there, and it's just so sweet. Some of them were not warming up to Mika because she's an outsider and they think that she's going to destroy their family. It's them like trying to work together and finally becoming a true family together. Honestly, it's great. It's a very sweet story and I really enjoyed this one. If you haven't read it, do pick this one up. It was really fun. Next up, I read Kismat Connection by Ananya Devarajan. I was definitely highly anticipating this book. Back a few months ago, I was in this huge search to find some Malayali authors and I couldn't find anyone. Okay, from at least the more like popular fiction, couldn't find anyone. But this author has some ties to Kerala in India, which is why I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick this one up. And honestly, it was very cute. I give this 4 stars. We have 2 really good friends who have known each other for a very long time. Madhuri Iyer and Arjun Mehta, who have been lifelong friends. They've known each other for so long, and Madhuri's mom is basically this astrology crazed woman. Madhuri's mom essentially gives this reading to Arjun saying that this is going to be the year that he finds true love. And another reading to Madhuri is that she's going to marry her first love. So Madhuri is like set on proving her mother wrong and saying like, hey, I am not going to be marrying the first person that I'm with. She goes and makes this contract with Arjun, basically telling him that they're going to go into this contract of a relationship for a few months. They're going to do like the dating things. They're not going to go over these particular set months. Arjun agrees even though he's madly in love with Madhuri, and it's them trying to find their footing in this relationship. Arjun obviously being in love with Madhuri and Madhuri kind of feeling these warm feelings towards Arjun later on, and it's them like trying to figure their situation out. It's really adorable. I really enjoyed this. For a debut novel, this was really great. If you're looking for a cutesy romance, I think this is really fun. The next one I read was The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. This one is set in the same world as The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, which was also really fantastic. But this one, The True Love Experiment, follows around Fizzy Chen. She is a romance novelist and she's trying to figure out a way to write another novel. And on the flip side, Connor, who is a documentary filmmaker, they kind of work together on this documentary, basically something similar to The Bachelorette, and she gets a bunch of other guys, and obviously it is a romance. Connor and Fizzy do fall in love with each other. That's it. That's all I gotta say. It's cute. I love it. Connor was a hunk of a dude that I absolutely adored. So the next one I ended up reading was Falling Hard for the Royal Guard by Megan Clawson. I gave this 2 stars. That's me being nice. I did get this from NetGalley as a review copy. I did not enjoy this book at all, unfortunately. We have Maggie, who's been living in the Tower of London for a while. She's working with the Royal Guards around that area in like museum of sorts, I guess. And she kind of gets infatuated with this Royal Guard who seems kind of rude, and there's this talk about her being in an abusive relationship previous to this whole situation, and that guy is kind of stalking her for the most part of the book. This was my review on GoodReads. This was so cute until it wasn't. Maggie's so self-conscious and constantly thinks she's a giant and no man could ever love her, yet everyone loves her. I get that she has gone through so much trauma, but she fell for a man who was a bored. Like 0 emotions. I really wanted to like it, but unfortunately it just wasn't for me. I forgot about that, honestly. Royal Guard person, a fucking board. He has zero emotions. He, like, I understand he's a Royal Guard. He needs to stand in a position, cannot show emotions. But like literally even when they're talking to each other, that's literally how he is. He just stands there. And then we have Maggie who's like, I'm a giant. I'm so tall. I'm a big woman. And she's like, what, 5'10" or something like that? So it's like mentioned many times that she's huge. And I'm just like, okay. Always constantly saying like, I'm not lovable. I'm not lovable. And I get it. Like, you have emotions. It happens. But everybody loves her. Like, everybody loves her. And I just found that so annoying. Like, one person fucking hates this woman. Nope, everyone loves her. And I don't know. I have strong feelings after reading my own review. But yeah, it was not great. I did not like this. So, and I had to segue into something that I would possibly like a little more, and that was How to Kill Men and Get Away With It by Katy Brent. I won a giveaway and I got this book, and I was really excited for it, and I did end up reading it. It was fun. This follows around Kitty Collins, who is a friend, a lover, a killer. Essentially, Kitty Collins was going out of a party one day, and this weird guy was stalking her, and she accidentally ends up killing him. And there starts this spree of killing people, and she kind of enjoys it to an extent. And it's supposed to be like a little funny, and we're trying to follow and see like what Kitty Collins is really like. This is messed up, quite honestly, and I really enjoyed it. It gives you really good tips. That's how you get demonetized. Far off from getting monetized anyway, so I'm just gonna say it as it is. There are some fine tips in here. Probably don't use it because I feel like you could still get caught. If you're interested in hearing about how Kitty Collins kills people, pick it up. It's really fun. Those are all the books I've read in the month of June, and I just wanted to chat about those today. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've read any of these books that I've mentioned here, tell me your thoughts, because I really want to know, especially with Yellowface, because that's like one of the more popular books that I want to really know what you think about. And yeah, that's it from me. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Ansu. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all next time with another one. Until then, I'll talk to you all in the comments. Bye!